Okay, good morning, YouTube. Puta vida. And for those of you that don't know, that is a greeting I learned from my cousin's wife, who's from Costa Rica. And from what I understand, it's a typical Spanish greeting. It means many things, among them, beautiful day, nice day, good day. Um, but I like it. So, anyhow, I got a lot of stuff going on here at the shop today. Not all of it um, Project Bumble Jeep related, although some of it is. So today is the Thursday, the 26th of December. Fast coming up on the end of 2019. Um, it is, I don't even know what time it is. So this afternoon, I was supposed to meet a friend here earlier this morning. We're going to be putting up, I'm going to turn around and try not to block the camera. We're going to be putting this lift up. We bought it from a local young man who was moving outside the area and couldn't take it with him. So we got a screaming deal on this. I think he sold it to us for like $1,500. It's I believe a 9-ton. I don't see the rating on it anywhere, but we're going to be setting it up over in this bay. And I don't know how much you guys know. See, I got the lines all drawn out on the floor. Centered it up on the old hydraulic twin post lift. I don't know, how much you guys know about lifts. I know very little, except that they're really handy when you have to do work underneath a vehicle and you don't want to lay on your back and get all kinds of crap raining down on your face. And, in my younger days when my hair was longer, there's nothing more annoying than getting your long hair caught in a creeper wheel. So anyhow, as you can tell by the brackets, this one faces, these two posts face directly toward each other. And I don't know if you can tell from this lift. Your posts are angled. Not sure what the reason for that is, but so it's a little bit different. I mean, it's the same type of lift, but just set up differently. So I'm going to turn you back around. So anyhow, I got that all laid out. We're going to stand it up one post at a time, get a really tall ladder, put that centerpiece in, and then try and get things hooked up. I'll be happy if we get the posts anchored in today, from 1 o'clock. The guy that's coming, actually, he asked me to help him, so the guy I'm helping to put this lift up, he and I had taken it down when we, after the school purchased it, by ourselves. So it's just the two of us. We disassembled it, loaded it onto a trailer, and got it up here and got it unloaded, just he and I together. And he's, while he's 10 years my junior, neither one of us are spring chickens. So it's going to be some exercise today, some blood, sweat, and tears. And again, back in my younger days, it used to be blood, sweat, and beers. No beers. So anyhow, Bumble Jeep related stuff. Okay, if you haven't seen the previous two videos, really? Excuse me, losing my voice here. The previous two videos, okay, let's try this again. There we go. I put the extended rear brake hose, braided steel brake hose on this, and during the process of that, snapped off the bleeder, and that was, like I said, it was a new wheel cylinder on the driver's side rear, at least. I kind of think I put one on the other side, but I don't remember. Anyhow, sprayed it with POR 15 and There you go. Don't spray POR 15 on anything you want to break loose in service again. So anyhow, some of the other related stuff we have today on Project Bumble Jeep, I'm going to turn this around again. The interior has been apart on this Jeep forever. Now, you can see I redid the headliner. I'm not going to say it was cheap. I bought the kit for this on Amazon, and I think it was like in the $120 neighborhood, which included a length of material that was more than wide enough for this headliner. The thing you got to watch when you buy those kits on there, measure your headliner ahead of time and make sure that the material you're ordering is long enough. This one, I had to order, there's two lengths, and I think one of them is like 72 or 80 inches, something like that, which this is longer if you include the wrap. And then I also recovered the speaker boxes here. And on this one, this is a 95, the speaker boxes, oh, that's nice. I just put them dirty, filthy prints on there. The speaker boxes are separate. Some of the newer Jeeps, the speaker boxes are molded into the headliner. I don't know which I prefer. I guess I like this one better because at the end of the day, I can replace these speakers without pulling the whole stinking rotten headliner down. I guess you can the other way too, but who cares? As I mentioned in my earliest videos on Project Bumble Jeep, I changed the interior color on this. This was, you can see the driver's seat there, it was that color, and you can see the old carpet in the front. This is the new carpet I ordered, and be careful when you order carpet off of the internet. Even if they show you color swatches, this is supposed to be mandarin orange. And the only reason I went with this color was all of the tan carpets looked the same. Sand, beige, doeskin, buckskin. You know, there was half a dozen at least, tannish, light brown. I don't know if I said beige, but anyhow, like I said, there's like half a dozen different ones on Rock Auto, and they all looked the same to me, and I didn't like any of them. So I ordered mandarin orange, and I opened the box, and the 70s screamed at me, "We want our carpet back." This is a color carpet that was popular in the 70s in mobile homes and living rooms around the country, and it has long since fallen out of popularity. So this could be potentially one of the projects for today, is getting the rest of this interior, at least in the backside, put together. I'll show you up front here. And for what it's worth, the primary, well, besides the fact that I hated the color, the primary reason I wanted to change the color on this interior, there's two contributing reasons why I ordered new carpet for this. One, I didn't like the color. Two, was I thought this carpet was junk, the carpet that was in here. When I took it out to do the floors in here, just for spits and grins, I pressure washed it, sprayed it with a product similar to Mean Green, scrubbed it, pressure washed it again, and I did that for the front and the rear carpets. And believe it or not, these carpets were in perfect shape. No worn spots, no holes, nothing. I mean, and this thing has over 200,000 miles on it. And I guess this vehicle started out as a vehicle for a postal carrier, or at least the second to last owner was a postal carrier, and he took really good care of it. So you can see this is the driver's seat here, and you can see by the, I mean, it's stained, but at the end of the day, there's no rips or tears. There's a little crack there in the vinyl beading, but 200 and some thousand miles on this thing. Yeah, I'm not going to cry over that. And besides, it's easily covered with seat covers. The hard part with the seat covers is, let's go around the other side. I ordered these, and you know, if you set up a garage in Amazon, crime that they will tell you when you order stuff whether or not it will fit your Jeep. So I ordered these. I had my proper year in there. This is a 95 Sport manual transmission. Yeah. The covers that came in for this seat are for a detachable headrest. These buckets, as you can see, are not detachable headrests. So that might be another potential project today. But the one thing I do want to get done today, turning back around, the one thing I do want to get done today is I want to get that wheel cylinder on and see where we go from there. Put the wheel cylinder on, get the brake, always again breeding the brakes. Get the brake bled out on this side again. I had help when I did it the other day, and it worked out really well. I got in it and drove it, and the pedal was pretty much the same as it's been since I replaced this wheel cylinder and got a good pedal back again. Hasn't faded off on me or anything, so that's where we are today. Now, sorry, I have a little rant, and I'll preface it by this. I watch many YouTube channels, and the reason I watch some of them are because of the individual that is the content provider for that particular channel has a positive message in over and above their content. It's family oriented. I like that, and it's always a positive. Two, as an example, would be Matt over at Demolition Ranch, Off the Ranch, and Vet Ranch. He's one. He always has not always, but a lot of times he ends his videos with a positive thing, make yourself a better version for tomorrow than you were yesterday. And I like that. And it's, a lot of good family content, which I also enjoy. And the other one would be, one of the other ones would be Roman Atwood, who, it blows my mind how he's transformed over the years. He started out as a prankster, and I gotta say, the first video I saw for Roman Atwood, and I don't even know why I watched it, he pranked his wife. Well, she wasn't his wife at the time, but their at that time, youngest son, Kane, was about 2 years old, and he rigged up a four-wheeler with a little dummy of Kane and had Kane hiding off camera somewhere. And the thing kind of disappeared over the hill, and there was an explosion, and so anyhow, but he started, at some point, he transformed from pulling these ridiculous pranks, which, some of them were funny to me, some of them not so funny. But at some point, he went from doing these prank videos to this Smile More thing, and his content seemed to change. Now, I didn't see a lot of the transitional content. I just started watching from a certain point, and the whole thing, you're beautiful, you're one of a kind, smile more. Love that. You don't see a lot of young people his age projecting a lot of positivity. Some of the other YouTube videos I perused in search of things that I enjoyed, a lot of cussing and swearing and nonsense, basic nonsense. So anyhow, that prefaces my little rant today. I went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning. I'm vegetarian, and so I had to try. I recently tried their Beyond Sausage breakfast sandwich, and I like it. It's a good sandwich. I haven't always been a vegetarian, so it's very much like meat. I wish I could set this thing down somewhere. Anyhow, yeah, I can. Let's see about that. Anyhow, Gonna set this on the cherry picker. Hopefully it doesn't fall. All right, so anyhow, I went in there this morning and I'm standing in line. It was very busy. And I'm standing in line waiting my turn to put my order in. And this guy comes in with this tiny little girl, cute as a button. And, they kind of surprised me because they came up behind me and I hear this, little girl's voice. And she couldn't have been more than about 2.5, 3 years old. And I turned around and, looked down at her and it's like, good morning, how you doing? And the dad, who is on his mobile device, just kind of looks up at me and looks back to his device and completely ignores the little girl. And it's like, okay, so I told him what I usually tell young families when I see them with very young children. I said, don't blink, because before you know it, they're not that small anymore. It happens fast. And most people appreciate the message. And I say that because I once had a little girl like that. And I miss it. And I still have a little girl. She's just not little anymore. She just turned 34. I have an 11-year-old grandson who'll be 12 in April. But it was his reaction. She was like reaching up and doing the daddy, daddy, daddy thing and hold me. And he looks, away from his device like I don't know that he was annoyed. It annoyed me. I think that's what the whole thing was. It annoyed me. And, because it's the holidays and of course I miss my daughter, I'm thinking, I want to wring this guy's neck. And this song pops into my head. Teach your children well. Love that song. Yeah, I'm a child of the 60s and the 70s, so what? Get over it. But anyhow, it's like, it just reminded me, don't be so focused on your device, on your things, on your toys. I live alone. I work with young people every day, but I live alone. And I'm not going to lie, I work with young people because I enjoy working with young people. I like having young people around. It helps keep me young. But man, just if you have young children, don't ignore them. Pay attention to them. Love them. Hold them close. Hug them every chance you get. I grew up, like I said, 50s, 60s, 70s, and I don't ever remember, beyond sausage, I don't ever remember my parents telling me they loved me. I mean, I guess I kind of knew they did, but it was a harsh upbringing. We grew up poor. A lot of people did, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, one of the things that inspired me to do when I have my family, when I had my own family, was to let them know every day that I love them. I would tell my daughter every morning, if she was up when I got up to go to work, I'd tell her, before I'd go to work, that I love you, I'm going to miss you. Before I left the house every morning, if my wife was up, I'd tell her I loved her, I was going to miss her. To this day, when my daughter gets sick, she wants me, she doesn't want her mother, and she lives right by her mother. I'm 6 hours away. But she never grew up without hearing that every day from both her parents. And I think that's important. And at some point, of course, things didn't work out with her mother, otherwise I would still be alone. But just hug your kids every day. I apologized to my daughter at one point because there were times when I felt like I was too hard on her. She was raised strict, but she knew she was loved. And this was, she was grown up I don't think my grandson was in the picture yet, but we were just driving around one day and it occurred to me that maybe she thought she was raised harsh, had a rough upbringing. And I was in one of those moods, so I told her, I tried to apologize to her for being so tough on her when she was growing up. And she said, "Don't worry about it." She said, "I know you were tough on me." She said, "I appreciate it. It's how I know that you love me. It's because you were tough on me and you wanted the best for me. You wanted me to be my best. So you can be tough on your kids. Just tell them every day that you love them. And don't take them for granted. Don't take them for granted." Anyhow, that's the end of my rant for now. I'm going to stop this one and I'll figure out from there what's next. So, um, talk to you soon. You'll see me later. God bless.